how would you put in perspective the magnitude of the offer that you're reporting the Mets made to Francisco Lindor?
That's a great question to start with, Eamon, because it is easy to get caught up in the back and forth. And are they going to sign Lindor? What's going to happen here? Fact is, the Mets are now in new territory. Steve Cohen mentioned wanting to be like the East Coast Dodgers. Well, the Dodgers paid Mookie Betts $365 million a year ago, and the Mets are playing in that same deep end right now. So, look, what I've always been told since they traded for Lindor was Steve Cohen's going to pay somebody. Whether it's now, whether it's in a year, there's going to be a significant investment in a star player. They would like that guy to be Lindor. But when you do put that broader context into it, Eamon, David Wright's the franchise record contract. Of course, it was a different time, 2012. That was $138 million. This is, not, if not exponentially more, it's more than double that record contract for the franchise. And that's who the Mets are now.
And if he accepts it, it would tie Giancarlo Stanton for the fifth largest contract in baseball. You've covered many negotiations over the year. So when a player makes a counteroffer to a club's quote-unquote best and final offer, what does that tell you about how close they are?
Well, we're not sure about the sequence of events here, frankly, Eamon. I mean, I know there have been offers, obviously, going back and forth, and I certainly know that Lindor has been up around that Mookie Betts territory, which I'd said previously was $365 million. Whether he's that close to 400 or when he was that close to 400, that's a little bit less clear. But what we know definitively is that the Mets are at 325. I have heard that they consider that their last and best, but we'll see. It's still a negotiation. There might be other ways that they can attack this. But what it tells me is that there's really a lot of space between the sides and no momentum toward a deal. There's been a feeling among some in the fan base that, well, obviously they traded for him. It's going to get done. Well, we've been trying to say it all along, and here we have some concrete numbers now to back that. It's just never been an inevitable thing for them to agree to this deal. And right now it feels possible, but certainly iffy.
You say there's many different ways to attack this, but Thursday is getting here pretty quickly. So which side do you think will budge, or how do they find a common ground here before opening day?
Well, that's the question. And I think that that it would be very difficult if you're Francisco Lindor as a human being to walk away from a guaranteed $325 million. When you don't know what's coming in a year, you know there are going to be more shortstops on the market, like Corey Seager, Trevor Story, potentially next year. And I hate to bring this up, but a lot of people in the industry believe that there's going to be a work stoppage or a strike of some kind next season, which would be a non-existent market for free agents. So there's a real big bird in hand right now for Lindor. And I just that'd be a huge bet on himself to walk away from that kind of money. I don't know what he wants. I don't know what's in his heart. I don't know what his family wants. But Mets certainly are offering him a deal that would be hard to say no to at the end of the day.
It might also make life for him difficult here in his first year in New York if he turns down that kind of cash. Andy Martino, thanks for joining us here on Geico Sports Night. Appreciate the time.
Thanks, Eamon.